What's going on, everyone? My name is Alpha, and today we're back with another Pokemon challenge video. And today's challenge will be, can you beat Pokemon Platinum using only a male COMBEE? Now, in Generation 4, this interesting new Pokemon called COMBEE was introduced, and it has an evolutionary stage, but the only way to evolve it is actually having it being female. So that's the first time it's been introduced in the Pokemon series. The problem with that is when you have the male one, it becomes less useful. Vespiquen is a pretty good Pokemon. I've used it multiple times in challenges. COMBEE, not too much. So what are we going to do with COMBEE? COMBEE has a very limited moveset, and it also doesn't learn any TMs at all. So according to Cyrus, it doesn't learn any TMs at all. And I'm like, well, this is going to be an interesting challenge. It's definitely going to be a tough one. So I haven't done a solo run challenge in a really long time. So I want to try it out for myself. If you want to be nicknamed after Pokemon in my challenge video, just leave them in the comments, and for the next challenge video I will use them as nicknames for my next challenge videos. So if you want to be nicknamed after one of my Pokemon in my challenge video, just leave it in the comment section below. Anyways, if you're excited for this video, because it's a pretty interesting video, I would say that. Don't forget to leave a like, comment down below some challenge ideas, and also subscribe if you're not already. So let's get into the challenge. Luckily for me, I wasn't paying attention when we're picking starters, but it actually worked out for me. I actually made my rival pick the grass type starter, which I'm really good against. Look, I didn't choose the fire type starter, or I don't know, the Empoleon that he get eventually. That's gonna be a pain to beat. Luckily our rival just has a Turtwig, and we can beat him down pretty easily. And we gotta trade up our COMBEE a lot. I'm not gonna lie, COMBEE is a very weak Pokemon. There is 3 moves it can learn, and I'm gonna get all 3 moves before the first gym. I get Bug Bite, Gust, and Sweet Scent. That's the 3 moves it's gonna have for a very long time. There are other ways we can get moves on it, but it can't learn any TM, so it's gonna be a bit of a pain. So we go into the first gym of the game. We over level as crazy. We're level 22, and we still lose against Rourke in this gym fight. To beat this gym fight, we're gonna have to get the Geodude to use Stealth Rocks the first turn, and then be able to knock it out with a Gust. Gust 2-shots it, but it could 1-shot me with a Rock Throw, which is annoying. Onix, as long as it doesn't hurt me too bad, then I'm fine. Luckily, it actually misses his follow Rock Throw, and we got past the Onix, and then Cranidos comes out. Cranidos actually only uses Headbutt, so better for us, because COMBEE doesn't have that bad of defenses. It does have bad defenses, but it doesn't have that bad, and COMBEE will knock it out and beat down Rourke. Very lucky that we beat the rock type gym, the first gym of the game. Here we're going to add the Quick Claw onto our COMBEE, just to have it. Maybe it will help us through the run. I doubt it, because I'm going to be faster than everything, but you know, just in case. We can go to the mini boss against Mars, and we just can barely beat him. It seems to be a constant occurrence that I just barely beat everyone. So from here, we're gonna actually head into Eternal City, and finally something useful for us, something easy for us. We're gonna head into the grass gym, and we're gonna beat down everyone in here, and then head into Gardenia and just womp. Just destroy her team. Turtwig goes down, Sharon goes down by Gust, and then her Roserade comes out. I'm just knock it out. Just Gust whoop, crits it, bam, it's dead. And we beat Gardenia. That's going to be the easiest gym of the game. And that's probably the highlight of my day, because it's the easiest one. That's the only one I don't struggle against, I'm going to be honest with you. So heading against the mini boss against Jupiter, I'm going to slowly whittle her down. Use Bug Bite. Bug Bite actually is a very useful... Bug Bite is a very useful move, because it actually takes the berry from your opponent and use it right there. So most of the ace Pokemons in this game actually have a citrus berry, so I could regain HP just using Bug Bite, because I don't want to use items in the game. Better for us to get free recovery. And I am using HM slaves to get through the game, obviously, but they won't be a factor at all. Beating down everyone in the routes, struggle a little bit. Now heading into the ghost type gym. It's gonna be a bit of a pain. I am level 35, and it's still a pain. So I'm going to head into Fantina, the 3rd gym of the game. From here, I actually lose multiple times to Miss Magius, because the Shadow Ball just keeps lowering my special defense. But eventually, I just Bug Bite it, and then I regain HP, and then Gust it down the next turn. And then Haunter comes out. Luckily, I survived Shadow Claw, and I could 2-shot it with Gust. From here, we're going to beat our rival in the little entranceway, and then head into the next gym. The next gym will be in Veilstone City, right after this very long rainy path. Veilstone City is going to greet me with a fighting gym. It's going to be pretty free XP when I fight against all the gym trainers. But then heading into Maylene herself, if Machoke ever uses Rock Tomb, I lose, because it's going to make me not outspeed the Lucario afterwards, and it's just a complete mess. So luckily it actually misses his Rock Tomb and then hits me with a Strength, and then 2 Gusts will knock it out. From here, Lucario comes out, and Lucario is actually not that big of a threat to me. it will only use Metal Claw against me, but if it gets its attack raised, it's gonna be a bit of an issue. Luckily, it actually misses one of his Metal Claw, and I actually end up beating it. And that is the end of Melee. From here, we're actually gonna go into Pastoria City, and we're gonna go past Pastoria City, and we're gonna head into this little marsh area, because there is this house that has 2 new moves we can actually teach our Pokemon. These moves are move tutor moves only, and it's gonna be pretty useful. The only way to get them though is to acquire shards, and we need, I think, 10 blue shards, 4 red shards, and 4 green shards. So we're gonna spend a lot of time here, as you can keep seeing. I actually got I got trapped on a fire trap, and I'm playing on an emulator, so I can't really do much. So I gotta restart there. I lost some stuff. But once we do get the shards, we're gonna acquire the 2 new moves, Ominous Wind and Air Cutter. We already had a flying move called Gust, but Air Cutter is a more effective move. It's higher base power, barely, and it also has high crit chances, and also Ominous Wind's low PP, but has great secondary effect that's gonna carry us through the game. It has a potential to raise each of our stats 1 stage, so I am looking forward to that. We're gonna have to bank on that for a lot. So speaking of that, banking on that a lot, we're gonna head into Pastoria City's gym leader, which is Crasher Wig. Crasher Wig will start off the battle with a Gyarados. It's gonna beat me down too many times, but if I keep restarting, I'll get the lucky stat boost and then beat down the Gyarados, and then the Floatzel comes out. I actually get a second stat boost, and then it misses Ice Fang, and I can beat it down with an Air Cutter with a crit. And you know, just showing off all the moves right now. I almost lost to Quagsire, but luckily I would knock it out with an Ominous Wind, and that's the end of Pastoria City's gym. And from here I was like, oh my god, this is gonna be this is my prayer's been answered. I've beaten everything down. Things are looking up for me. I'm gonna clear through Celestic Town. I'm gonna beat down Cyrus, and then head into the 6th gym of the game. After beating down our rival again, I'm feeling great about myself. I beat down the Steel type Pokemon in this gym. I mean, it takes a while, but I do beat them down. And then I head into Byron. You know, all the times I said Byron never made an impact in my challenge video, this is when it made an impact. He Thunderbolts me. No matter what, he beats me down with a Thunderbolt against the Magneton. And now I gotta train up. 58, not good enough. Not even good enough. Level 70 is when I can stand up against this gym. Almost 2 times Byron's level. Oh my god. If I get the Ominous Wind boost against the Magneton, I can knock it out. And then the Bastiodon comes out. It has to miss all of its Stone Edges. It can actually hit me with 1. I'll live 1, but I prefer if it didn't hit any, but it does hit me with 1. I'm gonna sap it to get my HP back from it, and then knock it out with an Ominous Wind. And then luckily, the Steelix is so bad, I can just knock it out. I'll knock it out with a Gust, and that's the end of Byron. It takes a lot of grinding, but you know, oof, it is worth it. From here, we're gonna beat down Saturn, and we're gonna beat down Mars, and then head into the next gym fight, which is against Candace. Now Candace, we are going to do the same thing. We are going to bank on Ominous Wind boosts. Bubba actually knocks out the Sneasel, which is pretty good. I'm gonna knock the Frostless out, get no boost with the Ominous Wind, which is kind of a shame. Bomb Snow comes out. I use Ominous Wind to try to get a stat boost on it. It uses Wood Hammer, which I'm like, okay, I'm 4 times resistant on it. It actually crits me, which is confusing, but then Air Cutter actually knocks it out, and I'm like, okay. It does have Avalanche. I don't know what it's doing. Policeman comes out, it's gonna Avalanche me. I live the attack, and just barely live the attack, and then head it back with an Air Cutter twice, and then knock it out. And that's the end of Candace. We beat Candace pretty easily. And then we're gonna actually head into Veilstone City. Veilstone City will be home of the Team Galactic headquarters. Now, our Combee's a bit high level. It's still just a Combee, I'm gonna be honest. Luckily, it actually just barely beats down Cyrus, you know. So I'm gonna head into the final Saturn fight, beat down Saturn, release the Lick Trio, and then that is it. Heading through Mount Coronet, it's gonna be a fun adventure heading through Mount Coronet, just clearing through everyone with my Combee. Air Cutter is actually a great move because it hits both opponents in double battle, so shout out Combee and his Air Cutter. From here, we're gonna do the little Distortion World puzzle that we're so good at nowadays, and then gonna head into the Cyrus fight. The Cyrus fight, I don't want to talk about it. It takes a long time for me to find anything that's useful. I died to the Houndoom and the Honchkrow just too fast, stupidly fast. But once I get some stat boosts, it's all over for them. That's in 2. I get to the Weavile, I knock out the Gyarados. Then I realize the Weavile is in range to knock me out with a Fake Out. And I'm like, oh great. So I get a restart again. So I have to get some boost and then live enough attacks. I got the Gyarados to miss kick an impact, and then I beat down the Gyarados. From here, I'm a bug bite down the Weavile, get a Citrus Berry. It's great for me. But it didn't use Fake Out or Ice Shard, so luckily we got through that and we beat down Cyrus. But a very annoying trainer. We're gonna run away from Giratina because we're not trying to mess with Giratina. Head into Sunny Shore City. Sunny Shore City will be the electric gym of the game. You know how well I do against electric types from the previous gym in Canada City. I struggle a lot. Luckily, I didn't train too much against these trainers, and then I'm gonna head into the gym fight against I almost said Lieutenant Surge. Head against Volkner. Volkner is gonna be a bit of a pain. Knock out most of his Pokemon with Bug Bite. Bug Bite is a pretty strong move. And then when I get to the Electivire, I'm a Bug Bite to get a Citrus Berry for me to get recovery, but a Fire Punch and a Thunder Punch will knock me out guaranteed, regardless of what happens. So that's gonna be a bit of a pain, but luckily I survive a Thunder Punch and then I'll knock it out with a Bug Bite. So pretty classy for me. From here, we're gonna actually head into the Victory Road, train up our COMBEE all the way to level 100, and then head into the final rival battle fight of the game. I struggle a little bit, I'm not gonna lie, but being down his team is, we are double his level, which, so you know, it's interesting how you could perceive this. But I'm also a COMBEE with 2 flying moves. So we beat him down pretty easily. Don't get any stat boosts. Heading into the Elite Four, we're gonna fight against Aaron first. Aaron's gonna be the bug type Elite Four member, and since we are a bug type ourselves and we have a lot of flying moves and bug moves, we're gonna hold our own pretty well. I also have the Razor Claw on my COMBEE just so I get higher crit ratios, and it's paying off already. I knock out the Omega with an Air Cutter, and then Vespi Queen comes out. That is what I evolve into. I crit it and knock it out. Drapion comes out. Drapion does a little damage to me, but you know, nothing to stop me. Air Cutter would knock it out, and then Air Cutter against the Scizor, Hair Cutter against the Heracross, and that's done for Aaron. So luckily we survived that pretty well. Heading into Bertha though, we spent a little time with Bertha. Bertha knocks me out with Golem, Rhyperior, sometimes a Wish Cash, but if I ever get a stat boost, I need it from the Wish Cash. So I'm going to try to get the stat boosts from the Wish Cash and then hedge my bet against everyone else. So I found out that if I'm low HP against the Rhyperior, it's going to choose to Mega Horn me over anything else. So what I got to do is I'm going to knock everything out. They're going to put me in low HP, right? I'm going to get all the stat boosts I need. But then when the Rhyperior comes out, I'm going to Bug Bite the Rhyperior, get the Citrus Berry, and then it's going to Mega Horn me, and I have more HP than I started with. So Ominous Wind would knock it out. It would have crit, luckily. And then Gliscor comes out. Ominous Wind would knock it out too. Obviously, Hippowdon would die to a crit Air Cutter. So we beat down Bertha with a interesting strat, because I can't one-shot the Rhyperior. The Rhyperior is just too strong to get one-shotted. I have to outbrain the Rhyperior, and luckily we do. And then we head into the Fire type Elite Four member, and I'm like, yo, come on, give me a break. The Fire type Elite Four member is just gonna destroy me. Flint is destroying me, just burning me in every single. I've almost beaten him. Then his Magmortar comes out, and it just one-shots me regardless. I'm level 100, so there's nothing more I can do. I have to pray for the most egregious luck. I have to pray for a double status buff against the Houndoom, and just hopefully it just doesn't beat me. It actually doesn't happen from the Houndoom. It actually happens against the Rapidash, where I get the stat boosts, and it completely helps me. I'll knock out the Rapidash with a stat boost, and then Magmortar comes out. Magmortar dies in one hit with an Air Cutter crit. So oof, thank you for the stat boosts. And then an Air Cutter will knock out the Infernape, and that's the end of Flint. So luckily we got through that pretty well. Now we're heading into Lucian. Lucian's gonna be the Psychic Elite Four member of the game. I'm gonna get the stat boosts right away against the Mr. Mime, so I'm like, oh my god, this is my time to shine. No second stat boost, which is kind of shame, but it is what it is. And now I'm heading to Galactic. Galactic does have a move called Stone Edge, which I'm 4 times weak to. Luckily, it actually misses Stone Edge, and then I can knock it out with an Ominous Wind. Gets a crit, you know, the Razor Claw is handling it. And then the Espeon comes out. The Espeon is going to be an interesting one. I'm going to knock it out with a Bug Bite. I outspeed it because I'm a 100, duh. I'm going to try to fish for another stat boost against the Bronzong, but it's not working. Bug Bite actually 2-shots it, so I'm surprised that happened there. And then Alakazam, of course, 1-shot Bug Bite and knock it out. And I beat Lucian. Lucian was easier than everyone else, ironically, because Lucian's normally the harder one. Now heading into Cynthia. Speaking of the hardest one, Cynthia is the hardest one, and I just keep losing to the Spirit Tomb. I can't get past the Spirit Tomb, and when I do get past the Spirit Tomb, I lose to the Maltic that comes out after, and the Togekiss that comes after. So what I have to do is pray. I have to pray to every single god in the world that ever existed. I have to pray. I hit Ominous Wind on the Spirit Tomb, get a stat boost, and then the following one, I get another stat boost. That is the only way I can, it's the only possible way in my life I can beat this Spirit Tomb. So many restarts, but it actually ends up working out. I hit it with an Ominous Wind the first time. It doesn't do anything. Barely does a scratch on him. Got the stat boost though. Live a Dark Pulse pretty well. And then hit the Spirit Tomb with a second Ominous Wind. Get the stat boost. And I'm like, let's go. Let's go. It's happened too many times. I have to rely on it too many times. So once I knock out the Spirit Tomb, the Togekiss will come out. It's gonna obviously still, I don't crit it, so it's gonna hit me still, and that's unfortunate. But Air Cutter will knock it out in 2 hits. Maltic comes out. I'm gonna decide to use Bug Bite against it because it does have Mirror Coat, and if I don't beat it in 1 turn, I'm gonna have to restart again. So I'm gonna Bug Bite against the Maltic. Lucario comes out. I'm the smart one. A really smart move by me. Uses Ominous Wind, get very greedy, try to get another boost, and then use Stone Edge. Luckily it misses, so I could use Ominous Wind one more time and knock it out. Fishing for more stat boosts, but I haven't learned my lesson. Bug Bite, the Garchomp, get some HP back. Dragon Rushes miss, 2 shots to knock out the Garchomp. Jeez. And then Roserade, Air Cutter, and then caps it off, a critical hit. And that's the end of Cynthia. So we've beaten the entire game of Sinnoh using only a male COMBEE. And that's pretty impressive, I'm not gonna lie. That was pretty fun. A lot of luck that was used, but we gotta do what we gotta do to beat Cynthia. To beat the entire game. There's a lot of luck in this entire run, but I hope you guys found this run pretty entertaining. It was pretty entertaining to make. And if you guys did enjoy this video, don't forget to leave a like, comment down below some challenge ideas, and also subscribe if you guys are not already. My name is Alpha, and I hope you guys have a great day. I'm out. Peace.